Welcome to the Jeff
and the Bonch
Show.
Week 11.
Special New York City edition.
Indeed.
Where are we, Bonch? City of New York.
Yeah, very good.
Big Apple. What else is it called?
City Never Sleeps.
City Never Sleeps.
It's time for Hot Topics.
These topics are hot. Oh yeah.
No, it's cold outside.
It is cold out. My chair's especially cold. Is it Tebow time in New York?
I feel like I shouldn't have to say this again. The Jets' yes, I'm going to. The Jets' problems are not just because of their quarterback. The whole team is a giant disaster.
But the quarterback is a large part of that problem.
But is that the reason the offense isn't working? Solely the quarterback?
Part of it.
Part of it, yes. You're really saying Tim Tebow is going to do a better job?
No, but the question isn't, is Tim Tebow going to do a better job? Is it Tebow time in New York?
It's never going to be Tebow time in New York.
It's funny because my answer was sort of like that.
Ever.
No.
Ever. Not just now, never.
No. It's never going to
never. I guarantee you, Tim Tebow will never be the starting quarterback in New York.
I think you're
barring
wrong.
an injury.
You're wrong. See, it's never going to be Tebow time in New York, where it's in italics or like quotation marks, where it's Tebow time. Like it's a good thing, but it will be Tebow time in that Tim Tebow will be in there starting. Because it's going to happen. It's not because he's better, it's because Woody Johnson likes money. And he likes attention. Soon, after 2 more losses, nobody's going to even watch the Jets at all.
Exactly.
And that's when they're going to put in Tim Tebow, because they're going to want the attention.
They don't need the attention. If the season's shot, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is.
Why did they get
no one's going to show up to the stadium to see Tim Tebow.
Wait, so if they don't like the attention, then why did they get Tim Tebow?
They got Tim Tebow for the ticket prices.
Yes.
Ticket.
So they're going to sell more tickets?
No, they're not.
Yes,
not in December when the team's 3-9.
Yes, they are. People will go see Tim Tebow.
No, they won't.
People were at the Seahawks game holding signs that said, "Marry me, Tim. Tim, marry me."
So what?
So those people will go to the game. He has crazy
the people
fans.
in Seattle are going to fly to New York to go to that game.
The crazy Tim Tebow fans will.
No, they won't.
Yes, they will. Watch.
I'd like to point out a little article that the Daily News came out with today.
All right,
for the entire team, everyone that was interviewed, because I think the Daily News wanted to do a piece of, there's all the Jets lockers, push for Tebow. Every single player said, I don't want Tim Tebow to be the starting quarterback. The Wildcat can't work on full-time offense.
Yeah.
There was an official that said that wasn't just players, like talking like, upper management personnel. The only person in the entire organization that wants Tim Tebow is Woody Johnson, the owner.
And probably Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow stinks as a quarterback. Sanchez stinks too. That's the Jets' problem. They didn't get a real backup. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd like it if they started Greg McElroy.
I'd be fine with that too.
I'd like that. The problem is that Sanchez is guaranteed $8.25 million next year.
He's not going anywhere.
But you know what I'm thinking? That's an expensive backup, and that's what it's going to be. Because they're going to keep Sanchez. He's going to be the backup next year. Tim Tebow's going to be gone. That's what I think is going to happen.
Tebow's gone. Oh yeah, this is it.
Tebow's gone. What a waste of money, though. By the way, what a waste of money.
I know. Selfie teams never waste money.
No, but it also stinks that he's even there because I think if he wasn't there and they had, let's say, just Greg McElroy and some other random back, they'd be starting Greg McElroy as the other random guy at this point.
If they had an actual backup quarterback, he'd probably be starting at this point. Absolutely agree with that.
Like I said, I think they're going to start Tim Tebow. I think they're going to. Woody's going to make it happen. What is it, Bonch?
It's very spherical.
It's modern art right there.
It's time for Fantasy Focus.
Let's make sure your vision's 2020 at the Astor Place Cube.
Yeah, buddy.
So,
basically, we're going to combine our 2 usual fantasy segments of should I start him and the stud of the week.
Yep.
We're going to recommend 3 guys you should start and recommend 2 guys you shouldn't start.
Alright, so I'll start. So one guy, my surprise start of the week. You're in trouble, you need somebody, Nick Foles.
Nick Foles?
I'm going Nick Foles.
In his first career start?
In his first career start. That's why it's a surprise. That's why I called it a surprise start. And it's because he faces the Washington Redskins secondary, which is awful.
Yes, it is.
Awful. And I just have that feeling where Nick Foles is going to go out there. and he's going to have a good game, and Michael Vick's never going to start another game for the Eagles. I just have that feeling.
I could see the second part happening. Michael Vick never started another game for the Eagles, but I would never recommend a rookie quarterback.
He looked good in the preseason.
It's his first career start. Preseason, yeah, because that matters a lot.
It matters a little bit with evaluating.
He did great against those third stringers in the preseason.
He looked very good.
Carson Palmer.
I was going to say Carson
against
Palmer.
the New Orleans Saints, whose defense is atrocious.
He's a must start.
He's quietly been a good fantasy quarterback. I would definitely start Carson Palmer if you have him. If you don't have him, pick him up.
Alright, I got another one.
Okay.
Greg Olsen on the Panthers.
Intriguing.
The Bucs' pass defense is awful.
Yes, it is.
Their offense is great. The run defense is actually great.
Excellent.
Pass defense is awful.
Okay.
Steve Smith hasn't been great this year, and Greg Olsen's getting a lot of targets. He had 10 targets last week, 2 TDs. Probably won't have 2 TDs again, but a solid fantasy start at tight end.
With the amount of tight ends that are actually performing this year, Greg Olsen's kind of moved into that second tier of a solid start every week, and I can't disagree with anything you said. I'm going to go with Steven Jackson. Against the Jets. The Jets' run defense, as to quote Bart Scott, can't stop a nosebleed. It's
well, you're good at it too, Bart Scott.
Yeah.
Lots of talk right there.
Exactly. Steven Jackson in Week 10 had his first 100-yard game of the season, and he was against the 49ers.
Now we're going to do some players who are going to do bad, some duds, if you will. Start.
I'm going to start with Demaryius Thomas. The Chargers, while I wouldn't say you would call it a great defense, they've only allowed 2 100-yard receivers the entire season through 10 weeks now. One of them was Dwayne Bowe in a blowout where it was just kind of garbage time stats. The other was Marcus Colston in the Dome in New Orleans. And in their first game against the Broncos, the leading receiver was Eric Decker, who got 98 yards. Demaryius Thomas, I think, was held to 40 or 50. And Demaryius Thomas, the guy you're going to start every week, I don't think he's anything more than a flex play this week.
Wow.
And I'm considering even benching him.
Well, I've got another wide receiver.
Okay.
Guy you like. Torrey Smith.
Oh, I do like Torrey Smith.
He had a beastly week last week. 2 TDs, over 100 yards. No, he didn't have over 100. He only had 70 yards.
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns.
He had 2 touchdowns. But he only had 2 receptions.
Yes, he did.
He's so hit or miss, and he plays the Steelers. Very good pass defense. Not a good start this week. I wouldn't start him.
He's not going to be what he has been all season, which is a solid number 2 receiver. He's a flex.
Ray Rice has a good game.
I'd still start. I would start. It's unlikely you have a better option than Torrey Smith.
Matt Forte. Yeah.
We're in agreement on this one.
49ers run defense is good. He had a bad week last week. It's the Texans run defense. It's also very good. I don't know. They're going to stack the box.
I think the absence of Jay Cutler will hurt the
Bears run definitely.
As I am a fan of Jason Campbell, but I think there's going to be
you're going to start him. Don't expect much.
It's time for Perfect Picks.
Our picks are pretty good. Here at the Washington Square Park Arch.
Got the beautiful arch in the background.
Famous locale in the city.
That's right.
What time is it, Bonch?
It's time for the Game of the Week.
Game of the Week. I'm going...
Here's the thing with the Game of the Week. I think there was 2 candidates, both of them in prime time, but I think both are being kind of shaken up a little bit by the fact that the quarterbacks are hurt.
Yeah, you're not quite as excited for the game.
I was more excited than I would have been more excited if everyone was healthy.
I agree.
So which one do you want to go with first?
Well, I wrote down Game of the Week was Bears at 49ers, right. Monday Night Football.
2 teams coming off a loss. Oh, excuse me. 1 team coming off a loss, another team coming off a tie.
For some reason, to me,
felt like a loss.
A tie seems more embarrassing than a loss to me. It's like, wait, you tied? Like
I hate that there are still ties in football.
You didn't even lose. You tied.
Yeah.
I'm going 49ers. Who are you?
So am I.
49ers. They're home. I think they're a little better than the Bears.
A little bit.
We'll see.
I feel like the 49ers are more upset after the tie against the Rams at home than the Bears are about losing to the Texans, which is no shame in that whatsoever.
Time for Lock It Up.
Lock it up.
Lock it up!
Lock it up.
Scaring New Yorkers everywhere.
That's right.
Scared those
getting so many stares right now.
Scared those.
They're like, what are those 2 people doing?
Scared those old
Why
people.
is one of them in a suit?
Alright. It's time for Lock It Up.
Yes, it is.
Alright, so you want to...
There's 3 that I think are pretty
Really? I don't know if we're the same.
Not Lock of the Week, Lock of the Year. Texans against the Jaguars.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
I mean,
it's in Houston.
In Houston. The Jaguars can't beat anybody. The Texans beat everybody.
It's the best team versus the worst team. It's
bet as much money as you have in your bank account on this game.
I don't care what the money line is.
All
Bet it all.
I don't gamble if you have an actual problem, though.
Yeah, that'd be
We
bad.
don't condone that. Cowboys over
I like the Cowboys and the Browns.
Cowboys at home, too.
I feel like, the Cowboys have a little bit of
matter.
mojo going after last week. Cleveland's Cleveland. You know.
Yeah. I didn't have...
I have a third. I'm going to go with the Falcons at home against the Cardinals.
Okay, I went Bucks over Panthers, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like the Panthers at all this year. I think the Panthers stink. I like the Bucks offense a lot. Going Bucks.
And I think that leads to our next segment.
Upset Special!
Funny you mentioned the Bucks and the Panthers, because I'm picking the Panthers to win.
You're crazy.
People are getting a little too high in the Bucks now. They're very, fun to watch, very explosive. They're 5-4 now, and there's going to get like, oh, maybe they could make a run at the wild card. A little too much hype at the Bucks.
I don't think so. I like the Bucks a lot.
I know you like the Bucks.
I like the Bucks like you like the Vikings.
Yeah, there's a little too much hype going on with Tampa right now, and I think they're going to get kind of a rude awakening.
I don't.
They go to Carolina.
Really, the Panthers stink.
I agree with that, but I think the Bucks are riding a little too high. They're maybe underestimate the Panthers. It's another division game on the road. I'm going to go with Cam pulls one out at home against Tampa.
All right. Well,
here we go.
You don't even want to know what
I probably don't want to know what your upset special is.
You want to guess what it is?
No, I don't. Actually, wait a minute.
Just
I
guess.
don't have the games in
Guess.
front of me.
What would be the most ridiculous upset of the week?
You're picking the Patriots to lose?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I should have known.
I have the Colts.
Jeff will be picking against the Giants or the Patriots.
Colts
It's a
on the
guarantee.
road over the Pats. I have stats, though.
Of course you do.
Not even make-believe stats. All right, well, this is an obvious stat. Colts and Pats, both top 5 offenses. I expect a shootout.
Patriots defense is
Awful.
terrible.
Reggie Wayne's going to have 2 touchdowns in this game. It's going to be great. Okay. Pats, I love this stat. Week 7 against the Jets, Pats gave up 328 yards to Mark Sanchez. That's pretty funny, isn't it? That's a real laugh. But Foxborough's not too scary anymore. That's what I wrote down. I'm not scared of them. They've had 4 home games. Okay, 4. They've had 4 home games, the Pats. They lost to the Cardinals, beat the Broncos by 10, beat the Jets by 3, and then last week they barely beat the Bills by 6.
Yeah.
The Colts are a team that could definitely beat the Patriots. We saw that the Bills' offense is them. The Colts have a better offense than the Bills do. Thank you for watching the Jeff
And the Bonch
Show.
Special New York edition.
We'll be back next week
Yeah, probably not in New York.
at the bar in my parents' basement.
Yeah.
Bye, America.
Shalom.